Hey, this is James Cox with the Martial Arts Lifestyle. This is episode number 13, and I have a very special guest with me today, Mr. Abe Walzer. This is my good friend, local gym owner, personal trainer, and definitely one of the most notable fitness gurus in our whole Abilene area. So I have a ton of respect and knowledge. And what I want to do is have him kind of share some things. This is about martial arts, but it's also about the lifestyle of martial arts, and fitness is a part of it. Unfortunately, though, man, I see a lot of martial artists, with our respect, that are not so much in shape.
True.
And they'll preach the mind, body, and spirit,
Mm-hmm.
And, there's different reasons. I'm not dogging, different reasons why people may be overweight or not, and this or that. But, for the most part, things can be done about it. I came to you, looking for a good personal trainer, and already knew you were the man, because I wanted to level up my fitness. It was mostly for competing in martial arts. I was just getting older, and I feel I know my way around the gym, but it's just so much better, man, to have a professional, someone to show you the right way, and the right things, and all of that. But we can get into all this. I mean, if you want to kind of introduce yourself and tell us a little bit of your journey.
Okay, well, Abe Walzer, formerly of Way of Life, of Goals, of Icon, and now Alpha Aesthetics. I've been on a journey through this fitness for a while. Came to Abilene roughly 20 years ago in the military. Did 6 years at Dyess Air Force Base, went to nursing school, practiced as a nurse, started personal training on the weekends, and it just kind of progressed from there. When it came to opening a gym, really it was just seeing a necessity that was there. There's tons of places everywhere that you could work out, but for me, the gym was my place. That's why I don't call it a gym a lot of times. I call it a club. Because I don't go out to nightclubs too often. I don't do much outside of going to work and going to home. So this was my social place. Even I guess when I started, Facebook and Instagram wasn't jumping like that. So when you went to the gym, you saw your friends from the gym. You went to the gym, you unwound, at least I did, and then you go home to your regular life. And then the type of clientele that was coming around me, that's what we were into, but the place we were working out at, it just definitely wasn't that vibe. So that's why I saw the necessity for opening up something different, and that's when Way of Life opened up. From Way of Life, I ended up going to, took over Gold's Gym, and from then I would definitely tell you bigger is not always better. Mm-hmm. There's much more square footage, much more equipment, and much more headaches.
Yeah.
You got this bigger place, you're not really specializing like you want to, and it's the membership meal, so it's high turnover.
Yeah.
And I'm used to engaging everybody, having to be a part of, lack of a better term, the group, or the pack or tribe or whatever they're saying these days, is more of a family environment. And you really just couldn't get that in there. There's so many different personalities. And not that it was a bad thing or anybody's doing anything wrong. It just wasn't that type of environment.
Too much, right? The mega gym.
Yeah, it was too much for that. And then it just became too much for me. I was getting outside of myself because stuff going on within life, and then I went from being a trainer, loving fitness, to a business owner, managing 20-something employees, overseeing 2,000-3,000 members. What I was bringing to the table in the fitness world was gone because I was pretty much out of the fitness world. I was now in the business world, and that's not, obviously as a business owner, you have to be in there. Like, you have to stick in the business world, but for my community, what gave us our platform was the engagement. Mm-hmm. And with that going away, and again, like just different personal things going on, we got rid of Icon at that time, which we changed Gold's name to Icon, and now we are at Alpha, and it's just a much better environment for me. It's went from 20,000 square foot down to 6,000 square foot, overheads much lower, financially we're doing much better. And then just the vibe. The vibe is back to where I've always wanted it to be.
Mm-hmm. So it's all more simple, and then you're able to get that personal connection.
Right. You get the personal connection. The clientele that comes in, for the most part, we come in for a need. Either it's you want to change your body, or you need to be filled up, emotionally. It's just that type of place. It's not just about the working out and the lifting. Now, our rates are higher, but you get what you pay for. You know, I don't see anything wrong with any gym in town. You'll catch me talking crap, but I talk crap about everything. But never any. I'm not going to talk down on for somebody for going anywhere. You know, if you're working out, you're working out.
Right.
It's just where we're at. You know, we are looked at as sometimes the bodybuilder gym or the over-the-top gym because we will run Spartan races. I do assist people in getting into bodybuilding shows and taking their fitness to the next level. But really it's not about the fitness because most of the community that comes, they have careers, they have things that they're doing. It's just leveling up in everything that you do.
Yeah.
You know, you come to me because you want to lose weight. Awesome, we lost the weight. What's next? Well, you know, I want to put on some muscle. You start putting on some muscle. Man, you look good. Let's do a show, you know. If they decide they want to do a show, we'll do that. If it's, hey, let's go run a Spartan race. You know, it's always competing and challenge yourself day in, day out, because that's just what I enjoy. And outside of work and family, you know, that's my go-to, is being in some type of competition, some type of physical activity. And it does wonders for my mental state, you know, and like I said, I want it to transpire to others. It's not about, ooh, that lady was able to get on stage. It's like, well, no, you got on stage, you're able to do you're able to do the competition, you're able to do all the cardio, follow the diet. Well, let's go back to school. You know, if you've got time for this, you've got time for that. You know, it's my platform to show others that you can do anything you put your mind to.
Yeah, that's nice.
This is just a lower level. In my book, it's a lower level, losing some body fat as opposed to turning your GED into a college degree.
Yeah.
You know, but once you get the mindset of I can do anything, you know, it just carries over into other aspects of life.
That's nice. Man, it is so much like martial arts. I mean, the two businesses are very similar, you know, and making people better versions of themselves, setting goals, and just doing things like that. We just do it a little differently. But, yeah, I like that. So those big mega gyms, the $10 a month memberships, you know, they got different goals. I mean, they're going to have thousands of members. They don't know. Half of them don't even go
Right.
where you have that smaller connection. I was telling someone about your gym. I was like, yeah, you need to go out Alpha. And immediately it was like almost fear. They were like, oh, no, you got to be in shape to go there. That's for bodybuilders. And I was like, no, it's not. There's all kinds of people that go there.
You know, people have thought that from every gym that I've had. Every gym that I've had, they'll say, I've got to, like the gentleman I just listened to, I've got to get in shape before I go work out with you. I was like, no, why don't you come work out with me and get in shape?
Get you in shape.
You know,
right.
and initially, you know, I get it because the people that you're seeing online and you'll come in, you'll see people working out. But the majority of the people that are working out with me didn't work out anywhere else prior to this. You know, they came in just like you, unsure of themselves, and learned that they could do it. You know, and that's what we're trying to do is have them lift you up. Once you realize where they came from, and it's not even about, most times it's not about the before picture. It's, you should have known them before, you know, because you got people that come in that look great and they can't see it. They don't know it, you know, but it's that level of confidence that I try to instill in others that it transfers outside all throughout the gym. Yeah. So you think this is the elite gym. Well, I want all my people to feel elite, you know, and we're the elite version of ourselves,
right.
You know, but you can do that too. You know, don't worry about what this person's doing or that person's doing. You come over here, you are going to be the elite version of yourself.
Yeah, get in there, start, and do something about it. Don't just talk about it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So what's kind of like your daily or weekly regimen and how you stay in shape and, you know, continue year round? I mean, I know when you're like in prep for a show, it's a little bit different, of course, but you maintain really well. I see a lot of people up and down drastically. Fighters do it drastically, in shape when they're for a fight and then out of shape.
Well, me, I just working out it's not an event-based thing for me. I've worked out, you know, when I joined the military when I was 19, you know, I was doing a lot of different things prior to joining the military. I definitely wasn't working out, you know. I was probably doing the opposite. I was beating myself down. But I joined the military, started working out. That's when I was 19. And I can honestly say, on average, 6 days a week. Since then, and I'm 41 now, I have worked out every day. You know,
part of your day,
it's just what I enjoy doing. It's my mental. I don't think that's for everybody. That's not going to be for everybody. You know, you don't have to work out every day to get in shape. But for me, I don't really diet like that during the week. You know, I don't eat bad. I don't eat bad, but I also don't. I'm not over the top. It's just that my lifestyle, I work out so much, I stay in shape. If I ate the way that I do on the daily and didn't work out at all, I wouldn't maintain my body. That's for sure. But because I work out so much, I'm just able to live. Now, when I say I eat whatever I want, as I tell people, what I want is probably not what the average person wants. I'll eat a burger, I'll eat pizza, I'll eat whatever I want, but it's not as common as you would think. Just like when I go out for a night of drinks, I might tell somebody like, man, I turned it on last night, I was this and that, but I haven't had a hangover, man, in 15, I don't know how many years it's been since I've had. So I'm obviously not drinking what the average person drinks. It's just for me, I overindulged in some food or I drank that night, but it's just on a lower level.
Right. It wasn't extreme.
Yeah,
right?
and it's not because on purpose. That's just my lifestyle. I got to wake up at 4 a.m, 5 a.m every day to be at the gym or to work out, even on my off days. When I'm on vacation, people are like, damn, you're looking for a gym when you're on vacation? I said, yeah, it's what I like to do. So of course I'm going to work out on my vacation. It's not a chore for me. But
that's probably the best point right there. It's not a chore for you.
Right.
Where you hear all the people. I heard something about the difference in have to and get to. I have to go to the gym. I have to go to karate class instead of I get to go.
Right.
So then it's not a chore if you get to do it, I guess.
Yeah, and that's everything. It's all on how you look at it, man.
Yeah.
Some people have to go to work. You and I get to.
Right.
Good days and bad days, but at the end of the day, we get to come, to a place that we want to be at, where others have to go to work, So it's what we want to do. If you're living in your life and what you want to do, you're going to have a lot of get tos more so than have tos.
Right. Blessed, huh?
Correct.
Yeah. So when I think physical fitness, from our martial arts world, we always kind of talk about the three aspects: cardio, strength, and flexibility. Everybody's going to have different strengths and weaknesses. We're kickers, predominantly going to have to focus a little more on flexibility and range of motion, but maybe a power puncher, even a wrestler, they'll focus a lot more on strength and resistance. And we always need cardio, but again, that might depend on what you're doing in martial arts. But if those are the three aspects that kind of define complete physical fitness, what's more important, cardio, strength, or flexibility? Can you balance all three?
I personally try to balance all three because I think they all work synergistically off of each other. You're going to have more strength, if you're more flexible, you can squat deeper, so you're going to get stronger in your squat. If your cardio's up, you're not going to get gassed on those first 5 reps. You're going to get 20 reps in. That's how I look at it. Now, if I'm doing a bodybuilding show, I'm focusing more towards lifting. If I'm running a Spartan race, I'm focusing more towards running. That's why I've always said I'll never be the biggest bodybuilder or the fastest Spartan racer because I can't sacrifice my lifting or my cardio altogether. So I'm always going to stay in a certain area. And I may venture out towards one direction depending on whatever event I have coming up. But all of those things to me work together. If you want to be stronger, you need more cardio and flexibility.
Okay.
Cardio is definitely good. And it's also based off your goals. What are your goals? Well, I want to get bigger. Well, let's work on your strength. Well, I want to be able to move better, not be so achy. Well, let's work on your flexibility, and then same thing with cardio. If that's what a goal is for you or a necessity that you need, then that's where we're going to focus it towards. But if somebody came to me strictly for strength, we're still going to do some flexibility and you're still going to do some cardio for me. And vice versa with all the other parts. No matter what you come for, we're going to put all of that together because they all work.
They all assist one another and kind of
Correct.
make it the complete package, be well-rounded, just like we try to do in martial arts, or mixed martial art at least. So, yeah, no, that makes sense. And if you're in the middle and balancing them, then you can always go to another area. You want to put on size, or you got a race coming up and you want to do this or that. Yeah. So you know more definitely about your industry, but it seems similar to martial arts where there's so much more with you, but there's so many trends, there's so many fads. Man, it's going to be happening right now with New Year, right? There's so many new peels, new piece of equipment, something sponsored by the right person, and is it just becomes a lot of fads, right? Things that come and go, and not to mention with that, everybody is an influencer and an online personal trainer. I mean, COVID started that for you guys, right? Where it's insane, but again, just like in martial arts, with all respect, there's so many phonies. I know people running martial arts schools, bro, and they're not even black belts. They say they are, but I know the background.
Right.
How do you deal with all that, man? And
Man, I'm not very big on throwing subliminals at people or nothing like that. When I tell even my staff, I tell them we don't want to talk down on what others do, to show our benefit. We tell them what we can do, and it's on them if they want to check the other. Now, I will state facts, facts. If you're running a facility off of 90% non-licensed trainers, that shouldn't be overlooked.
Yeah. Somebody's going to get hurt, right?
Exactly. Somebody's going to get hurt. Now, I spoke on it just the other day. People lose weight, get in shape, and all of a sudden you're a fitness person, because I get it. Your friends are seeing you, and they're like, "Dang, you lost so much weight, or you look so great. Show me how to teach me. I want to train with you." Now you think you're a trainer. Well, no, you know how to lose. Like, your trainer taught you how to lose that weight. You wouldn't got a coach, and it worked. Their plan worked for you. It doesn't mean it's going to work for the next person. And that's where people get bad taste in their mouth when it comes to training, because they don't get the results that they thought they were going to get because they're using somebody else's plan. There's nothing we can really do to prevent that. And some people I know out there that I know for a fact don't have licenses. They did lose their own weight, and they're pretty darn good at it. I sit down and have a conversation with a person, and they know their stuff. Some people don't go to school, for legality purposes. I think, and just to be a prudent trainer or prudent anything, you should be licensed or certified in a field. But there are a lot of people out there that know, that have knowledge, and there's people who have licenses that don't have knowledge. I guess the best thing for a client that's looking for a trainer to do would be go through their page, ask them for some referrals, ask what have they done for other clients, and how can they help you? What can they do to help you get on the right track? Because me as a trainer, I'm going to ask you, what are you willing to bring to the table to help me help you? We're gonna sit down and we're gonna make a contract where this is what you're gonna do, this is what I expect from me, this is what I expect from you, and this is what you can expect from me. And as long as we stick to those guidelines, results are gonna come. But when it comes to Instagram people and all that, I mean, it's 50-50. I really can't say, it's hard to know who, you're right, it's hard to know who's a phony.
And someone's looking and
a
they
bodybuilding
see the
title,
guy's in shape.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he must know what he's talking about.
A bodybuilding title doesn't make you a great trainer, but I also know a lot of pro bodybuilders that are great trainers. So I don't, it's hard for me to say, if I know people directly that are out there doing that, I address it. Not to the client, but I'll go to the trainer. Hey, what makes you think that you should be doing X, Y, Z? And I say that because when I talk like this, sometimes, and I don't throw subliminals. So if I have a problem with somebody coaching that shouldn't be coaching, trust me, it is my job to go speak to that person and ask them, why are they doing those things?
Yeah.
Some people don't feel that way, but I mean, that's just in me. If I see something that ain't right, I'm going to speak on it.
Oh, you're pretty blunt up front.
Yeah.
I respect that.
I won't blast you to your client. I won't blast you to nobody else, but I will come and address you. And because I don't need any smut on the name of personal training or coaching, and if you're not acting professional or you don't need to be doing that job, then I'm going to say something.
Yeah. So looking for a good personal trainer's license or certifications would be nice.
Yeah, and certifications are great, but just keep in mind that it's just, some people get them done in a weekend.
Yeah.
When I got my license, it took a while, and I had just got out of nursing school. Well, I had been out of nursing school, but the A&P and all that was knowledge I had. If a person doesn't have a background in that, it was hard back then for you to pass. Most people were failing. Now it's, somebody says they're going to get a license, and 2 days later they tell me they got it. And it's from an accredited place, so there's nothing I can really say. I don't let them initially, okay, you got your license, let me give you clients. That's not the way it works with me. You got your license, okay, show me what you can do on me. Put a plan together, train me. Let me know what you can do before I release you to my clientele, because
Test it out,
that's
right?
it's my responsibility to make sure you know what you're doing.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So, what about kids? You know, martial arts schools are still heaviest percentage of kids, except for MMA schools that tend to have most of the adults. When do you think is a good age or the right person, I guess, that a child will start moving from body weight fitness to weight training, resistance training? You know, what's advice on all these young guys, and literally kids? You know.
You know, with kids, honestly, it depends on the kid. It depends on the kid. Some kids mature faster than the others, and then some start earlier than others. You know, with a child, obviously you don't want to load their spines up and do a bunch of crazy lifts, you know, until they're, I try to give them, I've lifted with 9-year-olds, you know, on a 9-year-old level, you know, but there's just certain exercises that you shouldn't do. But I believe if a kid shows interest in working out, you should definitely work out with them, you know, or get somebody to coach them if you don't know what you're doing. Especially when they start going into middle school, then they're getting to high school, they've got coaches teaching them how to lift. And unless it's a strength and conditioning coach, you're a coach teaching how to lift from the coach that taught you, that taught them. Now you're in the 1960s era of lifting, you know, load them up heavyweight,
No
squat
pain,
to
no
the floor.
gain.
Exactly. So what I like to do with my youngsters that come and see me is I teach them how to properly do the lift. You know, I tell them, do not talk back to your coach and say, my trainer said X, Y, Z. But when it's time to squat, at least I know you know how to safely squat. You know, when it's time to bench press. The exercise I know that the schools are incorporating, I'll teach them, even though that's not usually in my fitness plan, unless I'm just trying to get them ready to lift at school. I'll teach them those movements so that they can do them correctly. My kids, you know, they've been doing curls since they could pick up a dumbbell, you know, and they're excelling in sports now. I don't feel like they've had any injuries or growth stunts. You know, they've done everything from gymnastics to soccer to volleyball, and then we haven't starting them off early hasn't caused any injuries. But that's how I am with my kids. Yeah. You know, it's on the parent to decide, you know, once they get to a certain, they know their kid's ability. I know my kid's ability, you know, but I'm not going to tell you, you need to put them in at this age or that age. Yours is a little bit different where you can teach technique without the risk of somebody getting hit or injury, you know, as soon as they're able to follow commands. I think I might have taken karate, martial arts started at 5 or no, I was probably 3 because they kicked me out because I wouldn't stop sucking my thumb. I remember that. Yeah. But at least they gave me a shot. Like
you were one of those.
I remember because that's all I know about karate is they told me they kicked you out because you wouldn't stop sucking your thumb. Man, I ain't suck my thumb, you know? But I guess I did.
Maybe.
I don't know how they had me in karate anyway. I walked like Forrest Gump. I couldn't even walk, so put me in a 3-legged race, which scarred me, and then they put me in karate. I think they're trying to make me feel better because the thumb sucking, no, I probably couldn't walk. And that's why they kicked me out of karate at 3.
That's messed up.
Interesting fact about me, I was born with scoliosis, and I was very, very penny-toed. I had to wear corrective shoes early in life. So that's why I didn't play sports. No, not a lot of people know that, unless you look at me when I walk.
Now I'm going to be watching. So the whole early age is really just about technique, form, instruction,
correct,
guidance, right? I mean,
yeah. I would honestly, if your kid's showing interest in physical fitness at an early age, because I like to direct people in the direction that they need to go, rather it's not about money for me, I would probably send a youth to you before they come to me. You know, because one, they're going to get disciplined. They're going to get the foundation of core, you know, their core strength and I don't know exactly, you know, your regimen. I just know from boxing, punching, ducking, dodging, your core, that's where that core strength comes from, your rotational strength. And if you can bring a kid to me with a strong core, I can start lifting weights with them earlier. Earlier than a normal child. But I appreciate the discipline that comes with martial arts. You know, then you can come to me and lift. You know, if there was a structured way to go about it, you know, as soon as for me, I think if your kid shows interest, and no, I'm not getting paid for this advertisement. I'm just saying what I feel. You know, even gymnastics or tumbling, you know, it was good for my daughters. You know, they did jujitsu, but they excelled in jujitsu because of the gymnastics. So it's the core strength.
Yeah, yeah.
You
All
know?
that stuff helps. Agility, balance,
Yeah,
flexibility. But
with gymnastics, and it just didn't have the level of discipline that comes with
it
it.
is a lot of play sometimes.
Yeah, where you got a man or a woman in front, making sure everybody has discipline.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
not saying that it wasn't gymnastics, but you know what I mean.
Right, right, right. Yeah, I got you. Cool, man. So, what's been the overall changes? All these years you've been doing this, have you seen that's good and that's bad? I mean, of course, go back a couple years when COVID first hit, and we were both in the same situation with them closing us down, and what is essential and what is not, and of course all of those things, and then with Zoom and so much. But from those days to now, I mean, technology is better and better, right? And things that are available. So, what's changed for the better or the worse?
For the better, I think it gives a lot more people that are at home to work out. I don't do a lot of the Zoom stuff. I probably could, but I don't do that. Uh, when it comes to athletes, the technology, with the lifting, you can check the power and explosion rate of kids. But technology for me just hasn't done a lot to better
The basics still work.
to
Huh?
better the industry. I mean, now it's the easiest way to do this and do that. You have 1,000. I've even got them in my place. Machines, I've got the hip thrust machine because it looks cool, but we really all just use the barbell. You've got all these different contraptions when you look back and people were healthier, they looked better, they lasted longer in that physique doing the basics. Yeah, we're stronger now. Supplements are different, but the basics work. So all the new add-ons, and especially the addition of freaking social media, it's that's been a downfall. I think it took a lot of the reason we lift away. I lifted and started working out for myself. I wanted to look good and feel good for me. Plus, above anything, it was just a mental getaway for me. Some people like to knit, some people like to read. I like to work out. Now, the fitness has become so look at me, look at me, look at me. We're seen as egotistical or vain people. We didn't used to post all this stuff online, all these pictures of themselves. So now the young lady who thinks she's doing good, she has to open up her internet and see how many more people are doing so much better than her. Where before all you had was you. You're looking in the mirror and that's what you're comparing yourself to. Now it's comparing yourself to this big guy or even with the martial, anything. There's somebody on the internet showing you the best set, the best form, the best angle, the best kick. Now as somebody coming up, you're looking at that and that's what you're comparing yourself to. You're not comparing yourself against yesterday or last week or where you were a year ago. You're looking at what's the latest trend or what's trending right now and why can't I be that? So I can't. There's not a whole lot that advancement has done for at least for our world.
Yeah, right.
For our world,
There's too much pressure, added pressure and stress of people to want to be like someone else that they're not, and you see these top people that again they're comparing themselves to. And yeah, mental health, so much depression because of that, and the number of likes or followers or quite look like this superstar.
yeah. Then they've got the filters now.
Yeah,
Ain't
they
that
don't even look
something?
like that, right?
Our old asses don't know how to use filters like that,
No,
so we just got to show you what we got.
Yeah.
And then you got this other person. Where that six pack come from?
Right.
Since the movie 300, and everybody's painting on six packs and packing on fake asses. Can I say my bad?
Yeah, you can say, when you see them out, they don't even look like that.
Yeah, it's like where'd that come from?
Yeah, look like your picture did. Well, man, your gym is really unique. I love being a part of it, and I appreciate you and what you've done with my own transformation. And I still have a long ways to go, but to continue the knowledge and with your guidance and instruction is valuable to me. Anyone around the Abilene area, man, you need to find Abe and Alpha, and connect and look for a good personal trainer. Or just the right gym to go to and get some. But you got to get there. You got to show up. You got to still do the work yourself, right? But I think finding a professional, just like with martial arts, you wouldn't want a plumber to do brain surgery, right?
Right.
People that know what they're talking about. But that's pretty much what I have. If you got anything to add or finish with.
Man, not too much. It's just the biggest thing is what I want when coming into this new year and people are making these resolutions, and there's all these. It's funny, man, because you've got people who love the gym and they swear, this is an environment, of acceptance. They're posting these memes about I can't wait to have my gym back and all this extra stuff, kind of damning the person who wants to make the resolution. It's as Christians and as people, they're going to make their resolutions and they're going to fall off. I'm going to go on my walk and I'm going to say I'm going to be this person, that person, and I'm going to fall off. People are going to fall off and they're going to keep coming back. The person who made the one resolution this year and stuck to it, are they that much stronger than the person who made 6 resolutions 6 years straight and tried 6 years and fell off? Man, that person kept coming back. So I just want everybody to be accepting. If you're new, don't be a weirdo. There are some rules that you need to follow. But if you're a gym veteran or you're just a person going to gym, don't be that person breathing all hard and acting ugly because somebody wants to come to the gym that doesn't know what they're doing, or they're gonna fall off, or the girl who is 200 some pounds and lost 10 and wants to post pictures. So what? Right. I said I don't really like the pictures and stuff, but I also I don't care what other people want to do. If it makes you feel good, have it. We're not trying to bash people. Like, just be kind this new year. Somebody may need this for 10 other reasons other than getting in shape. So when you see people in the gym, say hello or don't say nothing. Right. Just, I'm not getting on my soapbox, but be kind as our new year comes about.
I feel you. Yeah. Be empathetic, not so judgy. Everybody's got a story, man. You don't know what they're going through. Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Brother Abe. I appreciate you, man. Yeah.
All right, brother.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next time.